If I were to give you a few words to describe the series, they would be
thrilling,
clever,
intrigue,
edge of sea, mysterious,
classic,
surprising,
heartfelt,
and suave.
Each story centres on a crime, but the stories are also very much about the relationship between Lynley and his colleague, Detective Sergeant Havers.
What we're doing in the show here is we're introducing two people, and as we discover the show, they're discovering each other.
Full of intrigue, mystery, obviously murder, and at the centre of it is this dynamic duo.
When life is heightened in these ways, the best and the worst parts of humanity will come out together, and so it makes for a really good drama.
This series follows Detective Inspector Lynley and his partner, Detective Sergeant Havers, who are an unlikely buddy cop duo. They have to solve a series of murder mysteries in East Anglia.
The stories are all based on the novels of Elizabeth George, the Inspector Lynley novels.
The books have been written over a 40-year time, but they remain extremely relevant, which in taking on a sort of reboot of a series is really important, that sort of timelessness.
The whole idea was to refresh the show and make it, a show of our times.
Lynley is a young detective who has risen through the ranks quickly, not because he is the son of an earl, Oxford educated and privately educated, although he is all those things, but because he is quick-witted and sharp and is a good detective in it for the right reasons. So on the surface he can seem just maybe like a bit of a toff, and that has rubbed up some people the wrong way. His boss Nyes, and to begin with, his colleague Havers.
I'm gonna end up as nursemaid to some fresh-faced city boy, doesn't know his arse from his elbow. What?
Which way are you going?
Can I help you?
D.I. Lynley. Do you know where I can find my office?
Oh, you're the new...
Fresh-faced city boy who doesn't know his arse from his elbow.
He comes in with this amazing education and this amazing sense of ease and charm and class, and she's someone who's had to fight and has got to where she's got to purely based on her grit and her hustle. And so I think all of that makes her predisposed to dislike him.
The idea of seeing two people on camera who have all the reasons in the world to kind of hate each other, but it's kind of those differences that ultimately make it work so well, and I think it makes you want to root for them. As long as you want to root for people, you keep coming back to watch the show.
So much of the satisfaction of the relationship between Lynley and Havers is when you peel back the layers of the characters for the audience. And I think finding those moments was one of the sort of real pleasures of working with Leo Suter and Sophia Barkley. One of the really key factors that plays a big part in creating our world and the vision that we've set out for the audience is the place, the location where our stories are set. Within this incredibly sort of rich visual world, quite an interesting challenge that we're taking this very, very sort of English landscape and having to shoot it all in Ireland.
Part of what I do is bring productions into Ireland. I had a fair idea of what landscape we needed, a bit of reaching out to the location manager for initial thoughts. Then we found that we could match it pretty well.
So with episodic drama, you don't stay in a location very long, so your key set pieces had to be really well considered. We were blessed because the locations we got into to create this look and allowed me to create this unique look were locations that none of us had been in before, which was really, really special. I have to say kudos to the location team on this one.
So each episode is a completely different story, set in a slightly different part of our precinct world. What Lucy has done very, very well is she's captured a different look for each novel. So in a sense, we've made 4 movies.
This feels like a real cop shop.
Every drawer has got something in it, and the level of detail, nothing has been neglected or is too detailed to think about. It's really, really incredible.
I'm okay to drive. Know the area.
Let's take my car.
Okay.
In this iteration of Lynley, we have the Jensen Interceptor, which is our cool car. Classic British vehicle, beautiful stylings. When we have to put someone in the back seat to do kind of camera stuff, it's quite a challenge. There's not a lot of room.
One of the first things that struck me as really, really exciting about this new adaptation was the scripts. And I think that Steve Thompson has written some incredibly distinctive, unique and very, very characterful scripts.
Once Lynley begins to unpick these mysteries, it reveals all the rotten relationships and dark secrets that surround these particular crimes.
It's such an active way to watch a show. You know, the audiences become the detectives themselves.
I hope it's an experience that people will sit down and just get swept away with, get drawn into. That's what I really want.
If you like crime and you like drama, what can I say? It's got all there for you. And hopefully with some humour as well. I'd like to think there's some laughs, but I guess we'll find out.